You know that moment when you catch yourself doing something that you thought you've healed already or overcame already? You've done plenty of work on yourself, you've had the insights and changed the behavior, and then there it is again. Maybe it's people pleasing, maybe it's the way you talk about yourself when you're stressed, maybe it's shutting down in conflict or reaching for your phone when you're uncomfortable. Whatever it is, it tends to feel like you've been transported back into time. And the first thought is always, wait, I thought I was past this. That gut punch, the why am I still dealing with this? If you felt this, then this video is for you. Because what we may think of as regression isn't actually regression at all. Hi, I'm Ashley Cassandra, and I've been an embodiment coach for over 7 years, working with ambitious women who are ready for emotional freedom. And today we're talking about what's actually happening when old patterns come back, and it may not be what you think. So here's what usually happens. You're going through your life and things are actually going pretty well. You've made real progress, and then some old story from the past appears. Maybe it's a tone of voice, a look on someone's face, a situation that feels familiar in a way you can't quite name, or you know downright what the trigger was. And suddenly your body goes into alarm. It's not anxiety about something abstract, but a visceral physical response that your nervous system lights up and that old survival action kicks in. And in the hours or days that follow that moment, some old behavior patterns start seeping back into your life. For some of us, the behavior shows up as within our attitude. So it could be a short fuse. Maybe you can have defensiveness towards the most minute things. Maybe it's a restlessness that has you in a state of constant vigilance in order to be in control. Or maybe the behavior pattern is hiding. Maybe it's in the way you dress. You're hiding yourself from eye contact or just flat out not leaving the house. It can be summed up in a few words. So, perfectionism, controlling, withdrawing, performing, whatever your pattern is, it's back, and you begin to doubt how much progress you've actually made. So, when the old pattern shows up again, it feels like proof that you haven't actually changed. Like all that progress must have been some illusion, and it's possible to start spiraling with thoughts like I'm sabotaging myself, I must be going backwards, maybe I'm just too broken, or maybe I can't actually change. The most disrupting part about this is that because you have made so much progress forward, you may have new relationships, you might be in new spaces or in new versions of your life, and these old parts of you are revealing themselves. Parts you thought that you had integrated, and now you're thinking, God, they're seeing me at my worst. These people, these situations where I want to shine, they're going to realize that I'm not who they thought I was. Maybe you know this spiral, and maybe you're in it right now, but take note. Your body is not sabotaging you. You're not going backwards. When your nervous system gets activated, when something happens that your body recognizes as a threat, even if your mind knows you're safe now, your system does what it's designed to do. It goes into protection mode. It reaches for old strategies that once kept you safe, even though those strategies don't serve you anymore. So those old patterns that are coming back, that's not this moral failure. It's your body doing its job. It's your nervous system saying, I remember this or something similar, and it was actually dangerous. I'm going to protect you the way that I know how, even if that protection looks like people pleasing or control or shutting down or lashing out. So your body is trying to keep you safe, and that's all it's ever trying to do. And you know this. A beautiful metaphor and way to think about this is a tree after a storm. So the wind's brutal and the rain has been relentless. When you look at the tree the next morning, you're just like, oh, It has seen better days. And some of the old branches that you thought had fallen away or were just covered with leaves are suddenly visible again. So the tree looks less stable, like it's been damaged in some way. But here's what's actually happening. Beneath the surface, the roots are doing deep stabilizing work. The storm exposed weak points in the foundation, and now the tree is reinforcing itself underground. It's sending roots deeper and wider and stronger, accessing soil that it couldn't reach before. And above ground, it looks like regression, like the tree is struggling. But underground, the tree is becoming more rooted than it's ever been. And this isn't just poetic, it's actual biology. Research on trees expose that wind stress shows that their root system adapts by growing deeper, thicker, and more extensively in the direction of the stress. So the roots literally reinforce themselves underground in response to the challenge above ground. This is what's happening when old patterns return after your nervous system gets activated. Your system isn't regressing, it's revealing, and it's showing you where there's still stored energy, pent up, unprocessed fear, old protective strategies that got locked in your body because at one point they may have saved your life. And now, because something happened that your body perceived as a threat, you have access to that stored energy again, and you can see it and you can feel it. And most importantly, you have the opportunity to work with it. The old pattern returning isn't a sign that you haven't changed. It's a sign that your body is ready to release something deeper, and the roots are doing their work. So many of us beat ourselves up about what we think is sabotage, or that we lack the willpower, or evidence that we're not actually changing. But if you can take the emotion out of it for just a moment, take the guilt out, the shame out, and just look at the experience as what it is, there's so much compassion available to heal the energy. And yes, it can feel destabilizing and it can feel like you're going backwards. But what if it's not backwards at all? What if this is your body saying, okay, my love, we're ready now. We're ready to release this layer. We're ready to integrate this part of the story. And when you can see it in that way, when you can meet it with curiosity instead of shame, everything shifts. So here's what this looks like in practice. So when you notice an old pattern resurfacing, instead of immediately going into, oh my God, I'm regressing, just pause. Take a breath. Acknowledge what's happening. My body just went through something activating, and my nervous system is doing exactly what it's designed to do. It's protecting me. And in that protection, it has reached for an old strategy. I have learned in these moments to say, thank you. Thank you, body. Thank you for doing your job. Thank you for trying to keep me safe. And then I give myself some grace. So grace for being human, grace for being imperfect, and grace for the well-known fact that healing is not linear and integration does take time. And sometimes the way forward requires you to revisit old territory so you can clear it out more completely. And then, this is key, course correct. Remind yourself of what alignment actually looks like for you. Revisit the values that you know to be true. Ask yourself, if I emptied out myself of all the conditioning, of all the fear, of all the stories, what would be left? Maybe it's love, integrity, maybe it's compassion, maybe it's a desire to see people fully, to give them space to evolve. Whatever your truth is, reconnect with it. And when you do, the old pattern loses its grip, not because you're fighting it, not because you're shaming it, but because you're choosing to return to yourself with integrity and a knowing that has always been there. Everything else is just conditioning. Build the awareness that sees them and meets whatever those stories are with compassion. So, if you're recognizing these patterns in your own life and you want support in returning to feeling your worth and remembering what's true beneath all the noise, then I've created a free 30 days of self worth challenge. Every day for 30 days, you'll get a practice, a reflection, and tools to help you reconnect with the unshakable worth that's already yours, just waiting for you to remember it. The link is in the description below. And if this video resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Tell me, what are your roots working on beneath the surface at this time? I'll see you in the next one.